Hello, my lads and lasses, and welcome back to another episode of Monkee Monday. Today I'm going to be doing some hard mode on a couple of the things. I haven't actually gotten past Impoppable yet. Level 75 and can't get past Impoppable. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but hey, would you look at this? We got an egg here. So let's open this up and see how's it going. Hey, a portable lake. That's fun. I do love me some of them Buccaneers. So yeah, today it's just gonna be me doing some solo play. We're gonna go with the man, the myth, the legend, Quincy himself. And actually, let's do that. I don't typically have music on. If Quincy starts speaking, it'll be cool, but if not, bonus rewards on this one, so we'll do this one on hard mode. And, alternate balloons, interesting. Yeah, let's do some alternate balloons. Anyway, I hope everybody's day is going quite well. I know mine is doing alright. Got work in the morning, so yeah, I've got to make sure I get done with that. The auto start isn't on for a moment, I was worried. But yeah. Game. Well, we're just gonna hard restart this. Quincy is fun and all, but those camos come in way too quick on this. Hopefully we can get a crow's nest up in quick enough. If not, then I might try a different strategy. Anyway, what are we gonna talk about today? I've never talked about this on the channel, but I am a huge Star Wars fan. I have been since I was really young. I'm not ashamed to admit that Star Wars Episode 3, though it might be a bad movie, I still find it entertaining. So yeah. Star Wars is a good time. It's in the sense that, yeah, I can be entertained by it, but everybody knows what kind of goes on in Star Wars nowadays. You got the Kathleen, if you don't know, the new CEO of Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, has a different direction that she wants to go with Star Wars, and a lot of the original fans of Star Wars upset at the direction that it's taken. And let's just hard reset this again. Let's talk about the idea of a toxic fan base, because that's come up a lot with this. The Star Wars fandom being called toxic for not liking the movies, and specifically episodes 8 and 9, which, if you step back and look at the films objectively, they were awful. The plot of 8 was just atrocious. I hadn't seen 9, specifically because of 8 and how bad it was. Yeah. That's that whole, debacle. So, and a lot of news articles are going out about how the Star Wars fandom is toxic, and yeah, all of those things. Which, I understand where things can be taken too far. No one should ever threaten someone online in real life at all. That is a no-go. So anyone doing that is instantly has lost any sway that they might have, because you're just an awful person for doing that. But what the problem is that the how do I put this? I don't think Kathleen Kennedy or any of the other new Star Wars fans, as people call them, Reylos, which are people who ship Rey and Kylo Ren, which that was weird. Star Wars was never really a love story. Star Wars is this in the simplest terms. Star Wars is the classic story of old man gives boy magic sword, tells him to defeat the evil emperor and defeat the evil empire. That's Star Wars. If you dumb it down, that's all we got. I think I've lost now. No, I'm alive. Okay. But yeah. That's Star Wars. Old man gives boy sword and tells him to defeat the evil empire. The reason why Star Wars was so popular was because it was in space. It was a twist on the old story, and it was interesting. And people liked it. So yeah, that's... And then it expanded, there was more of a universe, and some things were not done right. But compared to Star Wars Episode 8 to the Metachlorians of Episode 1, it's the problem with stating Metachlorians and giving an explanation behind this is the Force is just space magic. That's all it really should be. It shouldn't be explained, and that was the problem that when George Lucas actually wrote Star Wars, it was subpar. But they were still entertaining. Anyway, I digress. The idea of a toxic fan base. Shouldn't a franchise want a very invested fan base? Want loyal fans? Want to create a fan base that all these people are they're loyal fans. We'll just leave it at that. I will end up rambling if I continue this. But if a franchise wants to create a loyal fan base, because with a loyal fan base, that comes people who will continuously watch your shows, your movies, and... But the problem with that is that once you have a loyal fan base, you can't just leave it at that. Like, oh, well, we got a loyal fan base, now we'll just kind of... We're going to fill the spoon, which we were originally having this really, really good soup. Really good, what's a good... Potato soup with some bacon bits in it. Really good. Chicken stock as the base, put some mashed potatoes in that. Actually, nice and warm, put some... my gosh, I'll say that. Some either ham or bacon in that. Really good. Say you switch that with just... warm milk. No one wants to be fed warm milk. I don't like milk. What's a better analogy? You take something really good, like the potato soup, and you're left and you're just given, at the end of it, let's just say a spoonful of moldy bread. A spoonful of moldy bread. I don't know how they did it. This analogy's falling apart. But, sure. Maybe you don't have to give you don't always giving the people potato soup is it's absurd. You can't always be doing that. But you can't just give them garbage and expect it to be fine. People aren't gonna accept that. And yet, that's what Lucasfilm wants the fans to do. They want... Star Wars fans were given something really good at the beginning. It was something new, something really interesting, something good. And... great job, Quincy. You did all of the work there. Isn't Quincy the best? Look at him. Anyway, Star Wars was something really good at the beginning. And then... the prequels were subpar. The acting was bad. But they're ultimately bad movies, but they're entertaining. You could have bad movies that are still entertaining. Think of Snakes on a Plane. It is an awful movie. It is just bad. Production's awful, but it's funny. And that's why people like it. And thus the movie's entertaining. You can have an objectively bad piece of art, but that doesn't mean that subjectively it's bad. Because, well, art has that dual nature of being both objective and subjective. Anyway, that's the bit. You gave a bunch of people something good, and then you got upset when they weren't accepting something atrocious. Something people can take like, this isn't the best, but I'll make do. Like, there's plenty of foods that I don't like. And I'm like, it's okay, but I'll eat it nonetheless. It was prepared. I chose this. And so, yeah, I go with it. And a lot of people would. If it's not atrocious, people will just be like, well, it's bad, but it's still palatable. That's the prequels. Bad, but palatable. And so, with that, then you were given the sequels, which Episode 8 was so bad. We don't have to discuss how Episode 7 was just Episode 4 remade, but Episode 8 was just... Not only was, like, the fighting choreography and with all those red suit guys, all those gods, and then was it bad, like, a sword disappeared in it, and they weren't actually fighting. It looked all fancy, but if you paid really close attention, you would see that... Wait a minute, this guy could have stabbed Rey in the back. What happened to his sword? Why does he only have one now? If you don't believe me, you can look it up on YouTube. It's been documented before. Anyway, you've got that, and then it had so many weird things in it. I would just be rehashing everything other people have said, and other people have said it much better than I will, so yeah. It was subpar. And no, it wasn't subpar. 8 was atrocious. And I am willing to stand by that. And after being given something atrocious, Lucasfilms continues to say, why don't you like it? Bad, that's why it's not liked. It's awful. And you can't expect people to like awful things. Now, some people enjoy it, and again, art is subjective, and because of its subjective nature, and you can like it, that's perfectly valid, but you can't just expect other people to like it. And that's the problem. Lucasfilms expects the old fans to like this, and Well, they don't, and now they're being called all sorts of things just because they don't like something. That's the mess. Ultimately, if you like it, you like it. Go right ahead. Keep going for it. If you like episodes 8 and 9, to be honest, I haven't seen 9, and I never planned to see 9. Because I saw how bad 8 was. So, I mean, if you enjoy it, it's your cup of tea, go for it. But again, it's... Now, let's go back to the main point. Toxic fan base. If you give a fan base something good, and you feed them good stuff, you're gonna have a good fan base. But then if you're gonna, afterwards, give them trash, and then you say, you should be liking this trash, we're giving you this, that's not what you do to a fan base. A fan base isn't just, oh, we like this stuff, therefore we like all your stuff. A fan base is, you've given us something good, and we'll support you because you're giving us this. And then if you continue to give them good things, you foster this relationship of we give you good things, and then we support that by giving money, mainly money. We give them money for the good things. But then if you give them trash, and they still pay you money, and then they say, that was awful. We give you a lot of money, and you're still giving us some awful things. That isn't right. And then the fans are just told, well, you should still like all these things because we're giving you it. It's no longer, we give you good things and now you give us money. It is, we give you things and they can be whatever we want, and then you give us money for it. That's not a good relationship to have. It's parasitic in nature. And so, the original fans are being called toxic for not liking what Disney is putting out. I personally don't like it either. The Mandalorian was really good, though. The Mandalorian was nice. It's, if you don't look at it like a Star Wars movie, it's a space western. That's what it is. And I like space westerns. If you've ever seen Cowboy Bebop, that one's really good. That one's actually really nice. So, yeah, it's... The Mandalorian's good. I like the final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars. That's another big reason why I'm a fan of Star Wars. It's, my older brother and I, would stay up 8 p.m. EST on Cartoon Network for Star Wars The Clone Wars. I loved it. I watched the movie in theaters when it came out with my dad and my older brother, and then the TV show came out and we watched it. I didn't watch Avatar The Last Airbender until 8th grade. I grew up on Star Wars The Clone Wars as as the show that I watched as a kid. And so that one's got a lot of nostalgia for me. And so it's, what they did with the final season was great. It was outstanding. I loved it. It was, honestly, it made me so happy. The final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars was outstanding. It was perfectly done. I couldn't want anything else. And then you take that, and then you've got then you're given things like Star Wars Episode 8 and 9. Mandalorian's good. And I know they're coming out with a thing called the Bad Batch, which the Bad Batch, was shown in Star Wars The Clone Wars, the final season. A group of clones that were genetically altered, that had... They were kind of how they explain is that Boba Fett's DNA, they were running out of it, and they had to kind of cut corners, and then so they got this group of clones, the Bad Batch, which just, weren't your average clones, they had some other things. Anyway, if you're a Star Wars fan, you would know this, and I am just rambling on. Anyway, that looks fun. I don't hate all Star Wars. I don't hate everything new, is what I'm trying to point at. I just don't like what this Kathleen Kennedy is trying to point as, what she's trying to pass off as good. Because it isn't. Yet, it is almost as if the original's fan base is being called awful for not liking something. Almost as if they don't have a right to like or dislike the things that they like or dislike. Anyway, that's that spiel. Anyway, May the 4th, which is classic Star Wars holiday, is gonna come out with the Bad Batch, and I'm excited for that. Very excited. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know what other way to put it. Yeah, let's get a sniper back here. Focus on strong. Be first for now. Yeah, we're definitely gonna put you on strong. First. But yeah, huge Star Wars fan. I've loved it for years. It's just upsetting, you know? Seeing something you love just get destroyed. There's another thing like that. But the fan base is as well toxic, and I'm not dealing with that. I know that those ones will come at me with knives and stuff. That ain't gonna be fun. That can of worms. But maybe a different day. Maybe a different day. I'll talk about that one. But yeah. You can't see the popping when I do this. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the whole matter, is that you can't force a fan base to like or dislike something. And whatever if they decide that what you gave them was not good, then, well, it wasn't good. You got no right to say that their opinions are invalid. I'm only on 15 HP. But I should be able to beat it at this point. Oh, leveled up. Maybe I'll figure out where to put that Monkee knowledge point. Why not? Glue gunner. We got Quincy, and now we're about to get the best boy, the glue gunner. I think I'm gonna put a druid here. Not only will that help with those guys, but being able to bounce some things back is always nice. Well, if you got any of your favorite shows, let me know in the comments, actually. I'm interested in knowing what all you guys like. I'll put that on the community post. On the topic of shows, American anime has changed a lot. I remember when I started high school. I started high school back in 2016. Yeah, 2016. And I remember even then anime was seen as this nerdy thing. Even now it is, but it's kind of bled into the mainstream a lot more. But definitely when I was growing up, when I was 12, 13, right when I started watching it, around that age, it was still seen as the thing that the nerds do. That and D&D, it's all of that stuff. So, yeah, it's changed a lot, and the first one that I ever watched, I'll never forget it, Madoka Magica, which, from what I understand now, is not an anime that people typically start on. It, if you haven't watched it, it is interesting. It is good. It is a twist on magical girl anime, which I had never even seen a magical girl anime before, and I started on Madoka Magica. But I will stand by this. It was not only very entertaining, the ending was one of the few shows that I'd ever cried at. And yeah, it's good. There's nothing more for me to say other than it's really good. I'm just gonna it's good. I highly recommend it, but it is dark, so be warned. The second one that I watched was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which that is not only my favorite anime, it's also my favorite TV show. By Star Wars. Sorry, Clone Wars, you're good, and you'll always be near and dear to my heart. You're definitely my number 2, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I rewatched that series 4 times, maybe 5. Also, one of my teachers at the school high school that I went to, had bought the entire manga, and I read all of it. There's a couple things in the manga that that wasn't inside the anime, so if you ever get the chance to read the manga, do it. Do it. Do it, young Skywalker. Anyway. Gosh, it's late at night. I got work in the morning. I'm recording this because I know that if I don't, I'll forget about it. Anyway. It's so good. If you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, if there isn't anything else that... One thing that I'm going to say, you haven't watched it, watch it. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It is amazing. It is... Saying that it's... I am willing to argue that it's the best anime ever. It's just so good, man. It's just so good. Yeah. Where was I? Anime, favorite anime, fan groups. No, I got off the fan groups. I was just talking about my favorite anime. If there's anything that I'm gonna recommend, it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Anyway, we're in free play now, which means that I need actual money. I'll do for now. I'll just use the buttons now. But yeah, if there's any one anime that I'd ever recommend, it's Full Metal Alchemist. And I am willing to die on the hill that it is the... Oh, that was short-lived. It's the best anime ever. Anyway, lads and lasses, thank you for listening to me rant about Star Wars and about shows. and all of that. Oh yeah, monkey knowledge point. We got one of those. I'm not good at that. Impoppable. Maybe if you guys have any videos and suggestions for me to any strategies for this for Monkey Monday, let me know in the comments and we'll get things figure things out. Oh yep, there's the lake and monkey knowledge. As you can see, I spec'd out fully into military. And I've got more into support and heroes and magic. There we go. Actually, sorry, I'm not going to take suggestions. I'm going to get the ward, because I've been told that's very, very good. Yeah, 10%, that one's really good. I might... One gives you a free monkey. 1 dot monkey. I need to get up to that one. 2 crossbow masters? I need to look over these skill trees more. Jeez. I also need to upgrade the planes. Those ones, my monkey planes are just not well upgraded. Anywho. Also getting up to there is also important. Anyway, again, lads and lasses, it's been great having you here. It's, and so, right at the end, let's see what monkeys, oh wait, no, never mind, I thought we were gonna get anyone. Anyway, I'm gonna stop stalling now. Thank you very much for watching another one of these Monkey Mondays. I'm Xycan, and goodbye for now.